Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the invocation by Captain Michael Gore, United States Navy Chaplain Corps and Command Chaplain at the United States Naval Academy. And please remain standing for the singing of the National Anthem by the combined West Point Glee Club and the United States Naval Academy Glee Club under the direction of Dr. Aaron Smith.
I invite all who wish to pray to join me. Almighty God, we gather once more on the field of friendly strife with comrades in arms who are separated by the colors of their uniforms, but united in a common bond of service to their country. As much as they love this game, they love their country better and have sworn their lives to its defense. We are grateful for young men such as these and for the cadets and midshipmen they represent. They are truly the finest our country has to offer. Grant that they may do their best this day in friendly competition, remembering that someday soon, on some far-flung field of battle, they will undoubtedly stand shoulder to shoulder, facing a common foe on behalf of all who watch them from the stands this day. God bless them, God bless us, and God bless the United States of America. Amen.
Combined Glee Clubs of West Point and Annapolis, the U.S. Military Academy and the Naval Academy, and not far from Ravens Stadium, Fort McHenry. And it was in this location that Francis Scott Keyes composed the words to our national anthem. Army-Navy again. Back with more right after this. College football on CBS. The Army-Navy game presented by USAA is sponsored by DirecTV, America's Navy, Red Lobster, and USAA, who along with the fans here in Baltimore salute America's game.
Only they know what it feels like, years later, or when they're just starting out. Only they know what it feels like to be a different kind of kid who makes the choice to go to West Point or Annapolis.
Good.
A different kind of person who sacrifices some of the best years of their life.
I'm 22 years old.
I'm 22.
I'm 21 years old. Today is my birthday.
dedicating themselves, risking their lives, all for their country.
All my friends back home partying, sleeping in.
Their college experience is just a little bit different from mine.
Yeah, I don't really know what a summer break is. We didn't have one last year.
Free time here at the academy.
It's just all the challenges that you have to face.
The military, the school, academics, and then on top of that, throwing in playing Division I football.
It's the best feeling to know that, you get to live your dream every day.
Captain Mike Vitti knows what it feels like to be one of them, to make a different choice, to learn true sacrifice, to embark on a commitment that has defined his life ever since. A decade ago, he was a fullback for the Army Black Knights, captain of the team as a senior. As a platoon leader in Afghanistan, he served heroically, earning the Bronze Star. But then he came home and determined his mission wasn't complete. So, for the past 7 months, 2 weeks, and 3 days, Mike Vitti has been walking across America, from sea to sea, headed to a football game.
I'm doing this because somebody has to. 1 kilometer for every service member killed in Iraq and Afghanistan.
He's doing a sensational thing with his walk across the country, and that's a perfect example of the kind of guys that we have come out of here.
Walking around the country kind of embodies that brotherhood.
I truly believe this is exactly what I'm supposed to be doing at this exact moment.
It's about pride, it's about respect, it's about honor.
The sacrifice is for the men and women who gave us absolutely everything.
And with him always on this journey, sacred cargo.
I write 1 name for every single service member killed in action and walk those flags across the country to the Army-Navy game. For me, it's just a way to pay tribute to my heroes.
Among those names, a fallen teammate and a fallen rival. Their memories among those pushing every step forward.
Lieutenant Chase Presnicki and Lieutenant J.P. Blecksmith both played in that game and gave their lives for our country. That's what sacrifice looks like.
Today, on a field in Baltimore, Maryland, as 2 teams of football players, different from all the others, once again square off. Retired Captain Mike Vitti's journey ends where theirs begins, the Army-Navy game.
This is the game. This is our Super Bowl.
It's everything, actually.
What you dreamt about since you were a kid.
This is one of the biggest moments of our life.
This game to me means everything. I'll spend my 21st birthday beating Army.
Go Army! Beat Navy!
Beat Army.
Let's go do this damn thing.
Go Army, beat Navy.
For all that came before, go Army.
A soldier's journey ends at this game, different from any other.
And 2 hours ago, Captain Mike Vitti completed his cross-country walk as he arrived at Raven Stadium in downtown Baltimore for Army versus Navy. It's America's game presented by USAA. And on the field, the Black Knights of Army. An Apache flyover. And not too far behind them, the Midshipmen of the Naval Academy. And here come the F-18s. Wow. I can promise you it never, ever gets old. For Gary and me, when we get to be a part of this Army-Navy game, it is a special experience. Let's talk about 12 in a row, Gary. That's the number of times Navy has defeated Army in succession.
Yeah, it's all over this football game. I mean, you look at the Army players, the Navy guys before the game, they know the streak, they're trying to defend it. Army wants so badly to do it. Even in the march on, the Navy were chiding the Army guys when they were marching on. I mean, it's part of the game. They're high-quality kids. They have to deal with it, and I think they will.
Navy won its last 2 games. They are bowl eligible again. They'll go out to San Diego for the Poinsettia Bowl. But I don't know that this is the best Navy team we've seen.
Well, they played a tough schedule.
Okay.
I think they're, I have a team that could beat anybody, but they've lost a few games, you're right. But the center of the football team is their quarterback. I mean, Keenan Reynolds, when he's hot, he's a threat to upset any football team that he plays. And that's going to be the center for the Army defense. They must slow him down. I mean, he's been the MVP in this game back-to-back years. And if Army has any chance in this game, they're going to have to stop number 19.
12 in a row. Army's heard it until they're sick of it. They've got a brand new coach, Jeff Monken, who seems to be a really good fit.
He's embraced it, Vern. I mean, he's really motivated his football team that there's no running away like we talked about it. It's discipline, it's attitude. From the day he took this job, there's no detail too small. I think it's what Army is needed in this game. But, when you look at this Army football team, it's not going to be just one guy that really makes the difference. I think all of the Navy football players, from the right guard to the linebackers to Dixon, the fullback, they're all going to have to play just a little bit better to really take on Navy in this football game. But, of course, I think it's going to be the quarterbacks, too. When you're running the triple option, the Army's going to use 2 of them. Santiago's going to be one of them that'll play in the football game, and A.J. Scher, who started a year ago, will also play. It'll be 2 against 1, but that one, a pretty good football player for Navy.
And now we take you to First on the Field, presented by Microsoft Surface. The coin toss, and the coin will be tossed by the Secretary of Defense, Chuck Hagel.
Tails is the call, and it is tails. You win the toss, you want to defer. Navy wins the opening coin toss. We'll defer their options until the second half.
And moments ago, Allie LaForce with military dignitaries on the field.
Thank you, Vern. I'm joined by 4 of the highest-ranking military officials to talk a little bit more about this Army-Navy rivalry. We'll start on my right with the Secretary of Defense, Mr. Chuck Hagel. Mr. Secretary, why is this game so important to the men and the women of the armed forces all over the world?
Well, it represents the best of America. These young men and women who give so much, their families. It just embodies who we are, the spirit of America, and I'm just so proud to be part of it. I think every American is.
Absolutely. To my right is the Secretary of the Army, John McHugh. It's been 12 long years since Army's won this rivalry. What has been your message to the team all week?
This isn't about yesterday, last year. This is about today. These cadets know that. They're going to go out and leave everything they got on the field. But as the Secretary said at the end, this is America's team.
Thank you. Over to my left is the Secretary of the Navy. You, on the other hand, have had the bragging rights for 12 years. Secretary Mavis, what do you think's been the key to Navy's longtime success against Army, and can they do it again today?
These are great kids, and every one of them is going to turn pro. They're just turning pro in defense of our country. They've always been great games. We've had an amazing run of success. We're going to do it again today. But after today, one team, one fight.
You got it. And lastly, how are you, sir?
Good.
The Chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, General Martin Dempsey. And you can squeeze in here so we can all hear this answer.
You can stand next to me.
Listen, we know that you oversee all 4 branches of the military, but it's no secret that you're a West Point graduate. How will you split your allegiances today?
Oh, there's no split allegiance today. Today it's all about go Army, beat Navy. But how about the sound of freedom just a moment ago?
Amazing.
That's what it's all about.
Men, thank you so much for your time. Thanks and good luck.
Allie, thank you. And Navy won the toss. As you heard, they have deferred. So Army will get the ball. And we are about to go. Austin Grebe will kick it deep. Josh Jenkins, the primary returner. Xavier Moss is deep as well. Short kick taken at the 12 by Josh Jenkins. Tries to bounce it outside and doesn't get very far. Well, we expect Angel Santiago to be the first out, the quarterback. And it will be number 3. the Chick-fil-A starting lineup. Got to wait for the cow.
Yeah, you're right. Vern, last year, the first 2 times Army had the ball, they fumbled. One they got back but lost over 15 yards. The next time they fumbled, the Navy got it. Ball. Control the ball is job 1 for Army.
Larry Dixon will get the first handoff. He comes right over 1,000 yards this year for the senior. Let's check the Army offense. Alexander, Shoemaker, Hugenberg, Holland, McDonald. Kelvin White is the tight end. Dixon, the 1,000-yarder, and I can't resist this. Edgar Poe is a wide receiver. We are in Baltimore, after all, in Ravens Stadium. Now, I got that out of the way.
That's good. Well, let's see if he can do more than just get announced. They might need a big play from him. 2nd down and 6. Dixon up the middle again, 2nd carry. And the Navy defense will line up thusly. Questenberry, senior, very effective, and they hope for big things out of the nose tackle Sarah today. And down at the bottom, the captain, Parrish Gaines, a senior, quiet, effective leader for all his years. And Ken Niumatalolo, the head coach of the Naval Academy. Whoa, look at that.
Little wrinkle. 3rd and 3. Looks like he got it. Trenton Turrentine, number 10.
Look like the 4 horsemen there shifting around, didn't it? A little shift, center. Boy, center shifted away from the ball. That had to at least keep the Navy off balance a little bit. You know, Vern, Jeff Monken was quoted as, listen, Navy's a little better than us right now. That's what he told me.
Right.
But we have a better chance of beating them now than we did at the beginning of the season. We're a better team. We've improved all year.
4 wins for the men from Army. Here's the option, and Santiago, not much. Jordan Drake, number 13, linebacker, made the tackle.
That Navy defense is very solid against, especially this wishbone attack. They've got a lot of players that have played a lot of snaps, but I think the middle of it is the key guy. I mean, when you have a nose tackle like Sarah, he just almost takes on 2 blocks almost every play, and sometimes 3.
Now, he really has been effective in the middle of that defensive line. 2nd down and 10. And it's going to be Dixon again. Larry Dixon out of Bremerton, Washington. The teams are tied 2-2. This is the 5th game in Baltimore. Navy won the first game in 1890. And as you have heard, if you followed the build-up to this game, they've won the last 12 in a row. 2 years ago, Army came very close, a fumble on the last drive at the 14-yard line.
This would be a perfect game plan for Army if they could make it in chunks of 3-3-2. There's the same shift in short yardage.
Something rare. A pass. Nope. Something not rare. Incomplete.
Well, you know, it worked the first time against this Navy defense of Buddy Green, but the second time the veterans reacted very good to it, shifted, and forced the throw to the sideline, and it was caught out of bounds or missed out of bounds, however what happened.
Joe Walker was the intended receiver. And so 4th down and 4.
No way they go for this. No way.
Alex Tardew is on to punt. And Brandon Sanders, who is a speedster, at the 20-yard line.
Navy keeps their defense out there for safe, but this ball's going to be punted. It was like Army moved. Or was it delay a game?
Ooh.
Delay a game. Offense. 5-yard penalty. 4th down.
This is an ACC crew, and the referee is Riley Johnson. So 4th and 9. Sanders for the year has returned only 6. Neither team particularly effective in that phase of the game. Tardew Nice. And fair catch called for and taken at the 21, perhaps the 22. 43-yard punt, nothing on the return. Ravens Stadium, Baltimore. Time called.
Every college has its big game, but this is the big one for the nation.
It's the season within a season.
One of the most colorful and historic traditions
In all of sport, they're rivals today, but brothers in military service tomorrow.
Welcome to the greatest rivalry in all of sports, the Army-Navy game, a tradition that represents honor, integrity, and duty. We're proud to be part of this time-honored tradition. So on behalf of everyone here at USAA, enjoy the game.
Well, the joint be jumping. The cadets, the minute we went to commercial, started hopping up and down, and some of the subs did the same thing on the bench. That leads us to the chicken. Chick-fil-A, that is. Thank you very much. Starting quarterback, Keenan Reynolds.
Well, he's missed a couple games this year with injury. He had knee problems, shoulder problems, but when he's in there, he's just a handful. I really believe, Vern, he could run any offense and be that good of a quarterback. He's Russell Wilson-ish.
Out of Antioch, Tennessee, third year as a midshipman. Seems so long ago, but we first saw him against Notre Dame in Dublin. Here's the option, and Reynolds. Nice tackle. And the tackle from Jeffrey Bacon, who's getting a start today. He's a captain.
Yeah, it was Bacon and Jenkins. I think both of them, the corner on the play. Bacon cleaned it up, but Josh Jenkins, who's usually a cover corner, was really the one that took the legs out from under the quarterback.
Noah Copeland is directly behind Keenan Reynolds. Second down, 6. Nice defense on Copeland. Joe Drummond with the tackle, number 54.
You know, Vern, if you ever get to meet Joe Drummond, you should be nice to him. The guy may be president of the United States one day. I mean, if you got to talk about someone that's got it all together, it might be Joe Drummond. And let me add one more thing. He's a scratch golfer.
I know that.
How about that?
He played football, basketball, and golf in high school.
Well, he got a scratch tackle on that one, I'll tell you that.
Joe Drummond, one of the seniors.
Look at this.
Reynolds to throw. No, he will not. And he will not get anything. Richard Glover, number 98. The defensive tackle. It's 3 and out for Navy.
Well, this is a veteran secondary for Army. A lot of games started. Having Bacon back helped, and there was no one to throw that football to. What a great defensive start for Army. And, you know, couple that with no turnover to begin the game. I think Army likes the way the game started compared to a year ago.
Here's the punt. They got the block. Loose ball picked up. Touchdown, Army. Xavier Moss. Josh Jenkins with the block.
Vern, since 2001, that is the first points by Army other than their offense. They have had no points on special teams or defense since 2001. A little help, and this time from special teams. And that's the last year they've won, 2001.
That's true. Block punt, the extra point forthcoming. A 7-yard return. Daniel Grachowski will attempt the extra point. Maybe.
Delay a game. Offense. 5-yard penalty will be added to the try.
Let's look at the block again.
You could tell this was scouting right here. Jenkins is going to come right off the edge when the Navy shifts in. He had the lane. One shift in, and Jenkins, the fastest player for Army, made that short corner. You know that Army felt good about that all along. They knew Navy would shift, and they had the path.
Low snap, nice hold by A.J. Shure. Special teams. Gary, another look at the block.
Jenkins had a block against Fordham at the end of the half for a big play for their win, but this time he was in there so fast, he almost overran it.
Nevertheless, Army leads by 7.
I am Army defensive end Joe Drummond. One day I hope to be the best officer in the Army that I can be. Go Army, beat Navy.
Joe Drummond said his dad took him to his first Army game. They played Duke at Mikey Stadium his junior year. He fell in love with the location, the facilities, and most of all, the aura of West Point.
Just thought it was funny that he played golf in high school, and his brother was now playing at Hillsdale College, a football player. I mean, tremendous family, and he's a good football player too.
So the block punt leads to the touchdown. Cale Brewer will kick off. Short at the 10. Ryan Williams chicken at the 30. At the 38-yard line. Nice return of a short kickoff. Took it on the run.
Yeah, we saw Ryan in the first game of the year when he had over 100 yards rushing against Ohio State. It's really the only running back other than Keenan Reynolds and the fullback, and either the slot backs that had more than 100 yards all year. He's had his big game early.
There's a give up the middle. That's Noah Copeland again. Well, you've met Keenan Reynolds. Let's introduce you to the remainder of the Navy offense. Heath, Benz, Fleming, Jake Zuzek. Longtime starter, senior on that offensive line. And you see Noah Copeland now with a couple of carries at the fullback spot. 2nd and 7. Test the middle, get about 2.5. Army's defense. Drummond, you met, Eugene Riccardi. Down at the bottom, Jeffrey Bacon, captain of this team, injured a leg in the game against Yale. He's missed the last 8 and was not listed on the depth chart. But we were told yesterday that he might be able to play, and here he is starting. It'll be 4th down. Richard Glover, 2nd tackle in his many series.
Yeah, 4th and short here. Let's see what Ken Niumatalolo does. Will he punt the ball?
It appears he will. Pablo Beltran is on. He's a 4-year punter for the Navy.
Let's find Chris Jenkins, see if they go for it again.
And appropriately, Edgar Poe here in Baltimore takes the return and gets it out to the 16-yard line.
Well, how Army's defense, 2 straight 3-and-outs. The first one was the block punt. Talked about some help for this Army football team. They did it. They got some points from someone other than their offense.
Time called in Baltimore, 7-0 Army. Southwest Airlines. Inside the 20 now. Army with the football. 7:43 to go. opening quarter.
Santiago takes care of the ball. He does not turn it over, and I think that's key for Army on offense. Just take care of that ball, find some offense, and then maybe put Sure in a little later for some more quarterback runs.
That was Terry Baggett, who a year ago exceeded 1,000 yards, injured much of this year with an ankle. Number 31, Terry Baggett from Chicago. Remember, a year ago he had 304 yards in a single game.
Yeah, against Eastern Michigan.
Yeah. Second down, 6. Oh boy.
Will Anthony, he's another one of those guys. When we talk about Sarah, Quessenberry, Will Anthony this time, I don't know if it was supposed to be a play where, you know, well, actually it was supposed to be Maples that was supposed to come in and block him and didn't have a chance. And Will Anthony said, all right, you put a running back on me, I'll get the quarterback.
And he did. 3rd and 7. Edgar Poe wide to the left. Siobhan Lawrence, bottom of the screen. Batted backwards. It'll be 4th down. Chris Johnson, oft injured linebacker for this Navy team.
Coming off the edge, he's the outside linebacker. No one really blocks him on the play, and very athletic. I mean, even when we saw him against 2 years ago against in the Ohio State game, excuse me, at the beginning of this season, you could tell that he is a guy that could play at any level on any team. Chris Johnson.
DeBrandon Sanders for Navy is back to return the punt. On 4th down 7, here's Tardu. They're going to let this one bounce, and it'll take a substantial Army roll to the 30. $51-yard punt for Tardu. 7-0. Midway, first quarter. Army, Navy for the 115th time. 7-0 Army, first quarter, 6 to go. Army trying to break a 12-game losing streak. They last won this game in 2001. What's happened since then? Well, among other things, you've got Brady winning his first Super Bowl. LeBron, #1 draft pick. Affected my life when Facebook and Twitter were created. The college football playoff has been created, and Barack Obama became the 44th. It has been a long time for Army. They're tossing beach balls in the cadet section. Hey, you get away from West Point for a Saturday, and
yeah, that's true. Feels like a trip, right?
Yeah.
Interesting spot where Navy has the ball 70 yards away. Vern, of the 51 touchdowns, 29 have come between 70 and 79 yards. Navy's comfortable.
Keenan Reynolds tackled by Jeremy Timpf, the linebacker.
Boy, this Army defense seems just wired in for this triple option.
See that bottom line on the right side, 24 turnovers.
Yep, it's a story.
Yeah. Second down, 10.
Can't beat yourself before you can beat the other team. Have a chance to beat Navy.
Tanner Fleming, the center, over the ball. Keenan Reynolds up under center on 2nd and 10. Reynolds wants to throw. Can't. Sacked. Andrew King, #11, the middle linebacker.
And again, that veteran defense, the veteran secondary just covers them. There's no one open. Sending out 3 receivers. Watch that secondary react. Safeties, Bacon. That's how you play defense. and that allows that the defensive line to get inside. Andrew King from the linebacker position forces the tackle. Army's defense seems a half step ahead, don't they?
Third down 10. Reynolds drills it right side. Good coverage. Wow, one-on-one.
You know how we said in the open, Vern, that you have to do, everybody has to do just a little bit more.
Right.
Stephen McCarty right there, number 32. Watch him get off the block. Just get off the block. Just a little bit more from everybody along the way. That's how you can beat Navy. That's how you can change 12 straight into a win.
3 straight 3-and-outs. And Beltran gets this one away. Edgar Poe. Defender slipped. Poe is taken down. Brendan Clements, and let's go down to Allie LaForce.
Thank you, Vern. The Army sideline is absolutely going nuts. They're jumping on top of each other. They're motioning to the stands for everybody to stand up and cheer. The coaches had a hard time even getting them to sit down on the bench because they were so excited. You can tell it's a powerful moment and a lot of momentum going their way right now.
All right, thank you, Allie. They lead 7-0. Just under 4 to go, opening quarter.
Seem so prepared, don't they?
They do.
Seem to be able to feel the play before it's happening, and then just like there, they're defeating the blocks.
First down 10. The pitch, the lead blocker, good one. But then a trailing defender. That was Joe Walker with the pitch.
Counter option that time. Get it out around the corner. Block, a pitch man, and a good block to the outside by Larry Dixon, the fullback. When you run the counter option, it's the fullback who is leading the pitch man.
Second down 6. Jeff Monken in his first year at West Point. Ken Niumatalolo has been in the Navy for a while, and they're both acolytes of Paul Johnson. This friendship goes back to years at Hawaii. This is the 1990 Hawaii football coaching staff. There's Paul Johnson, so successful at Navy and Georgia Tech. Ken Niumatalolo, and you saw Jeff Monken, and here's the 27 Navy football team with Monken and Niumatalolo as assistants for Paul Johnson. So they've both learned a lot, and they have remained great friends, Niumatalolo and Jeff Monken.
Two good football coaches.
Yes, indeed.
They're going to shift it again or stay in it unbalanced. This time they stay unbalanced.
First down, Larry Dixon.
Well, that little sideways shift by the offensive line, this time you wonder if the Navy defense was expecting a shift. They didn't get it. They run the unbalanced to the right. Seems like, you know, now we've been talking about Army being very conservative, but it seems like they run to the right every time.
Yes.
Nothing to the left. Get it? Right? Conservative.
I have.
They've been running right. What can I say?
I once asked President Obama if he felt comfortable going to the right.
There it goes to the right again?
Yeah. Somehow politics just had to creep into this. 7-0. I got it. It took me a while, though. You know.
I know.
I was being obtuse. 2nd and 7.
Well, this Navy football team has a lot of experience. They've been in a lot of big games. When you play Ohio State and Notre Dame and their schedule, they've been scored on before. Watch them kind of settle down and try to force this Army offense into doing something a little bit out of their comfort zone.
Santiago. First down, Army.
Well, right now, offensive coordinator Brent Davis, who was with Jeff Monken at Georgia Southern, is pulling all the correct levers. Just seems on defense they're a half a step ahead. On offense right now they're a half a step ahead with their triple option.
That's a gain of 13. We near the final minute of the opening quarter. Look, Garrett, they went left.
Finally. This was just an option play, just a sprint option to the left. No faking. Well defended by Navy, forces Santiago to keep the football for basically a small gain. Again, Army would like to do it this way. Keep the ball away from Keenan Reynolds. Make those plays 3, 4, 5, 6 yards at a time. They don't need big plays. They need to control the clock and keep the Navy offense off the field.
Second down 7 again. Up the middle. Raymond Maples. He's another of 1,000-yard rushers for this Army team. He accomplished that 2 years ago. We've reached the end of the first quarter. Block punt, run in for a touchdown, and that gives Army a 7-0 lead. We'll return to Baltimore after this message and a word from your local station. We welcome all of you back to America's Game, Army-Navy from Baltimore. We began the second quarter. Gary Danielson, Allie LaForce, I'm Vern Lundquist. It's 7-0. And Army, despite the cheering of the young Navy fans, has controlled the football game so far. Third down 4. Chased. Whoa. Now that's a sack. Jordan Drake.
I have to say I'm shocked with that call. Totally shocked with that call. Army got a bit greedy. Vern just told you they controlled the whole first quarter, almost pitched a perfect game to this point. I thought they were in 4-down territory. I thought they were just going to run it and run it again if they didn't make it. Got a little greedy, and their first negative play of the game.
Huge loss. And Alex Tardew is on to punt. Brandon DeSanders will let it bounce this time.
Yeah, not a good one this time,
no.
Right?
A 28-yard punt after that huge sack. And maybe gets the ball back. Jordan Drake got to Angel Santiago. Timeout. Nothing opening moments. Second quarter. How about the Army defense?
Well, Navy has run 9 plays, Vern. 3 3-and-outs. And it has been a team defense. When they've tried to run the option, nothing. Drop back to pass, nothing. Everything Keenan Reynolds has done so far has been snuffed out, and the Army defense has been a step ahead. That's really a perfect first quarter.
Reynolds so far 6 yards rushing, 3 passing. First down 10, about 3 yards on first down. Your impressions, Mr. Daniels?
Well,
I'm doing like this.
I'm delighted we got a football game.
Yes.
You know, at sometimes you look at these games, you go, boy, Navy's got a lot of good football players if Keenan gets going, but don't underestimate Navy. They've been in a lot of big games. They've seen it all, and they have weapons.
This is going to bring up a third down as Chris Swain gets the carry on that one, number 37. Both of these teams, as you would expect, you will use a lot of running backs. Third down 2. Navy looking for its first down of the game. They trail by 7. Reynolds around the end, down the sidelines. Well, Gary mentioned Keenan Reynolds did miss 2 games, and they played him once when he was injured. Ken Niumatalolo said that was a big mistake.
Yeah, a little bit against Rutgers. He got hurt. He sat out, as Vern told you, those 2 games. But, you know, he has really only been stopped this year in 3 games. Ohio State held him to 42, Rutgers 25, and Air Force to 27. That's the only games he's really been stopped.
Stopped at the 40. Well, he is only a junior out of Antioch, Tennessee, but rushing yards first, second in career yards, 61 touchdowns, and 4 200-yard games. I love what you said. He could run any offense in the country.
I think he could. I mean, he's a Blake Sims type athlete.
There you go.
You know.
Play action now.
No, he's got the wheel route.
And he's got a guy wide open, and he drops it.
Another break for Army. The wheel route placed perfectly and dropped. You could see it right from the start. Going to go right down this sideline, cleared inside by the receiver. And I think Williams Jenkins, was it the fullback or Williams Jenkins? It was Noah Copeland who dropped the ball.
Yep.
Well, that makes a little more sense. Fullback dropping the ball rather than one of those slot backs.
So 3rd down 9. That's a wonderful missed opportunity is Noah Copeland.
Yeah, that was a break. Army needs a couple breaks. They got one there. Woo!
How about that? That's Swain.
Yes. If you just look at the carries, when you look at the rush attempts for Navy, Keenan Reynolds has 205 rush attempts for the season, almost twice as much as the next player, which is fullback Copeland, and Swain has 87. They go quarterback, fullback. That's the center of this offense.
Right. And this is Swain, the backup fullback, 2nd down and 9.
Navy doing their version of an up-tempo, calling the plays at the line of scrimmage, but Army's just giving a big yawn to this. They don't even try to substitute.
Reynolds under some pressure. Shakes the first tackle, shakes the second, and lunges forward for a couple of extra yards. Jeremy Tiff, number 39, was the guy who got there.
Well, I'll show you how important Jeff Bacon is. Watch him read the option and find the slot back right away. He reads it and handles the slot back. That's where the play was trying to go that time. That's experience and why Jeff Bacon was so important for this football game for Army.
Out 8 games with an injury. 3rd down. Reynolds, I think, is going to be about a foot short.
Yeah, and Kenny Niumatalolo will go for this one.
Yes.
The way this game has been unfurling so far. Following the fullback, one of their staples on the play.
4th and a foot or so.
Well, if it was, most times they run the quarterback in this situation.
Man, they do.
I remember all the way back when we first started doing this, Vern, Ricky Dobbs would always follow that fullback or slot back on these short yardage plays. This time it's just wedge so close that you knew Reynolds was going to keep that football.
1st down 10. After going the entire first quarter without a first down. And now this drive sustained again.
Yeah, Navy leads the country in rushing, 358 yards a game, and it's not by accident. Sooner or later, they're going to find those little creases.
That tackle made by Joe Drummond. Get the fastest scores and updates for Army, Navy, and all teams with the CBS Sports app. The fastest app for sports fans. Download the CBS Sports app now.
I wonder if Joe Drummond had an equipment problem right there because he asked off the field. I wonder if he broke a face mask or something.
Looks like it. He's going to the helmet. 2nd down and 10. The pitch just as contact was made. And a huge defensive play by Andrew King, number 11.
I'll tell you what a defensive call this time. Stephen Riccardi, number 32, makes the play. Keenan Reynolds, lucky he got it off. Look at 32 right in the face of Keenan Reynolds.
And so on third down, this is the 13th play in this drive. Think back to a third down that Army had when they dropped back to pass.
Yeah, that was just a perfect call on defense that time by Jay Bateman. Army's defensive coordinator just dialed up a perfect attack defense there.
3rd and 16. Reynolds chased. Lets it go deep. Incomplete. Pressure from behind from James Kelly, number 43. And so it'll be 4th down, and again, Niumatalolo will punt.
It's really interesting, Vern, when you look at it, you know, it's two wishbone teams, but the Army secondary is making a statement. Navy feels like they have to loosen them up with some pass plays. Everything they tried, Navy's secondaries had an answer except for the one drop pass where they got a break.
4th down, 16. Beltran earlier blocked for the first time in his career, and that led to the only score we've had in the ball game. This one will...
Oh, man.
Wow, it was so close.
Went back. It's a touchback, isn't it? I think it is a touchback.
It is, but ever so close. Noah Copeland was the man down there. Beltran thought he had punched it perfectly.
Yeah, he did that end-over-end kick and thought it was going to stop. It's faked, and then watch this. Copeland's got it. Navy must knock it in because that ball had stopped. Navy must have knocked the ball in at the end because this ball was stopped dead, had they just been a little more patient with it. There, it stopped. Oh, and then bounced in at the last second. Ryan Harris looking for that number all over. Ryan Harris knocks it in the end zone.
Oh, hey, I didn't see you there. I don't know if you were counting. Let's hit 1,000. You want to be strong? You want to look like me? You want to look like that guy? You all right, little buddy?
Yeah, I'm in the Navy.
Pathetic. Look how this guy does PT. This is how I do PT. No burn. A little bit of burn. There's the burn. Puny Navy sidearm. Pathetic. Army sidearm. Nice ride, Navy guy.
Thanks, I got on alone.
Pathetic. This is what I drive. Obviously, here in the Army, we do things a little bit differently. Hey, Navy guy, what happened to you? He got beat pretty badly. Pathetic. On game day, don't be like this guy. Go Army.
Coming Monday on CBS, these geniuses don't fit in the world, but they're the only ones who can save it. A new episode of Scorpion Monday at 9, 8 Central, only CBS. Big break for Army when Noah Copeland seemed to have stopped that punt at the 1-foot line, and a teammate, Ryan Harris, came in and tipped it into the end zone. And so the young men from West Point open at their own 20-yard line. Santiago keeps it, goes to the right.
You know, this this Army team just seems more disciplined, and Jeff Bunkin, right from day one, that was his, I think, what he said, looked at the team needed more. I was reading about Army's first scrimmage this fall. They ran 55 plays, and in film study, Jeff said he noticed 90 total effort plays that they just didn't have enough effort. They had to do 90 grass drills the next day after that scrimmage. And I'll tell you what Larry Dixon was doing during those 90s after this play.
2nd down, 7. There's the hand up to Time. He doesn't get much.
How about that? Total team. Remember, there's 22 guys in a scrimmage on the field, 55 plays. They had to do 90 grass drills, and the captain right there during the grass drills was going, "Don't you love it? Don't you love it? Smile if you love it." That's the type of guys he's coaching there for West Point and this Army football team.
Larry Dixon is senior, I mentioned earlier, out of Bremerton, Washington. And ironically, his mom, Laura Ashley, served in the Navy for 24 years as a chief petty officer.
We'll never forget Larry Dixon, you know, in that game a few years ago.
2 years ago, you bet. Draw play. Dixon breaks the tackle. Wonderful run. Right on cue. Thank you.
Don't you love it? Don't you love it? This guy loves playing football. People around him said he's never had a bad day. Never had a bad day. Sprint draw, runs right through a tackle, and then puts his hand down, keeps his balance, and makes the first down.
His mom, Laura Ashley, has made the trip from Bremerton, just across the sound from Seattle. His two sisters are here as well. First down and 10.
Lead flicker.
Santiago, nobody open downfield. Heads right.
Well, this time the Navy secondary saves a big play. Army pulling out all the stops, giving the flea flicker play, but the Navy defense is there, and then Santiago does exactly what he should. You see the secondary, that's who the ball was supposed to go to. It was handled very cleanly by this Navy defense, especially Gaines. Paris Gaines, their senior guy, wasn't fooled just like Bacon before.
Second down and 2. Up the middle. Now let's go to the studio for this. Adam, thank you, and we look forward to that.
There's like a play-action pass just standing there. Mariota fakes it. Gordon throws it deep to Cooper. Couldn't have any better than that, could you?
Cooper makes his 184th catch of the season.
And Lane Kiffin puts his hands up before it's even caught.
Perfect. We've seen that twice. First down and 10. Santiago, there's the pitch. Lead blocker. This is Joe Walker. Inside the 40. Turrentine with the key block.
It was Trenton Turrentine, number 10, that gets the arc block. Watch number 10. You've seen the option a dozen times, 100 times, but the key to it is truck and trailer. The truck and the trailer. Just follow that truck. Outside hip, no dip. The first day you put in the triple option, that's what you hear. Outside hip, no dip.
You sound like a rap star.
No, that's the words of the triple option. You have to set up the block by staying on that outside hip.
There's Santiago. Jordan Drake with the tackle. Well, we just were introduced to the 3 finalists for the Heisman, and that sets up the Duck and the Aflac trivia question. When were the only 2 times that 2 Heisman Trophy winners played in a game against each other? It's happened twice. And if Mariota wins, he will face Jameis Winston in Florida State out in the Rose Bowl.
You did say if. You didn't really need to, did you? Or did
I don't think so.
You threw it in there.
Yeah, well, because I am the ultimate cautious.
It's a big show tonight, I guess, right?
Yeah. You keep the suspense going for as long as we can. Left side. Larry Dixon again.
Just talking about the significance here of this drive. You know, it's going to be under 3 minutes before, you know, they get the next snap, or at least after the next snap. Remember, Navy gets the ball to start the second half. Can they get a stop here? Can Army get another one? A key part of the football game right here.
See plenty of time on the play clock. Third down 2. This drive began at the 20-yard line. The only score in the game, a blocked punt that led to a touchdown.
Don't expect a play action pass this time.
I don't think so. Put that one in hiding. Oh, boy. Well, they'll go for it on 4th.
Well, it's in between territory. I think you're right. Was this Sarah this time that makes this play from the nose tackle position? Couldn't quite see. Will Anthony, yep. Number 90. Yeah, Anthony takes on the blocker that time and just steps out and makes the play. Todd McDonald had a block, but did not handle Anthony.
Grachowski is the field goal kicker. His longest is 46. And Army will go for the first down.
Watch 3 games, and almost 100% the quarterback keeps it in this situation.
The quarterback is the senior Santiago. There's that little shift. Right side. Let's see what. Oh, timeout.
Oh, Navy took a timeout.
Wow.
There is no play. Before the snap, timeout, Navy. That is their first charge of this half. This is an immediate timeout.
This time the shift. Let's see if we can see Niamatololo call timeout. He did. Ooh, that was really close.
Yes, it was.
I hate that rule. I really do. Timeout should be called on the field. Hate it.
To get to you, they'd have to get past us. America's Navy.
Seven 0 Army, and it's time to take a look at our Home Depot tools for success.
You know, Vern, Army needed something to go their way, and so far in this game, they made it happen. Blocking a punt, they haven't had any points other than their offense, and then a little good fortune. A drop ball by Copeland there, and a punt that could have been down inside the 1 gets batted into the end zone. Some good fortune now. Let's see if it continues on this 4th down call.
Now they got 4th and about a foot, and Santiago appeared to have gotten the first down.
Yeah, and remember, this drive would have started on the half-yard line instead of the 20. It was a very important play, that batting it into the end zone there.
4th and 1.
They've already made it once, because remember, the 22 guys on the field didn't know that there was a timeout. That's why I don't like that call.
4th and 1 with 2:14 to go before the half. Matt Hugenberg, number 53, getting ready to snap the ball back. Quarterback sneak again. He didn't get it.
Did he fumble it? He fumbled it. How about that timeout taken? I think this ball was fumbled.
Well, it's going to be marked short regardless, so it would go over on downs.
Well, I thought his forward progress was good.
Did you really?
Yes.
Okay.
I think he fumbled this ball. So he goes for it. It's punched through.
Down, short of the line to gain. The ball will go over on downs.
Well, they're saying what you say, but that ball was pumped, and Obi Uzoma had the football and ran down the field. Look at Uzoma take the football.
Yep. Looked like it was forced by Quisenberry, number 45.
Punched out in the first either turnover or whatever. That could have, either way, the whistle blew. So even if the replay official calls it a fumble, Navy is not going to get a touchdown out of this. Run. How about the timeout? Could that be the changing event? The timeout by Niamatololo.
Ball goes over. Navy has it. Well, we'll chuckle here too. Just make sure we're all in the same group. And the answer to the Aflac trivia question. When were the only 2 times that 2 Heisman Trophy winners played in a game against each other if Marcus wins? And I did say if. It happened in the Orange Bowl, Jason White and Matt Leinart, and it happened Florida versus Oklahoma, Tim Tebow and Sam Bradford. First down 10. Ruled the change took place on downs.
Yes.
After a timeout called, here's Reynolds back to throw. Deep down the middle. Caught. Oh, wow. Jameer Tillman.
Right, here's Tillman's going to come. A little bit of a miscommunication right there in the backfield. Pierce gets turned around, faces one way, and then comes back. Good catch. And then Tillman turns it upfield. How about, this is just shocking, the difference of what's happened since that timeout play.
Let's take another look at that timeout called by Niumatalolo on 4th and 1.
And did he get it off just in time? Oh, boy, I don't even know if he did. That ball was being snapped just as he's calling timeout. Wow. Obviously we can't hear the whistle.
Right.
But there was, the only person that could have done it was that linesman right there.
False start, number 62, 5-yard penalty, 2nd down.
You know, there's a lot of Army generals that could start an investigation right now into this. I'm telling you right now, if they can, somebody could be walking on the field right now and say, oh no, we just got word. A committee's been put together.
Quick flip, caught. That's Ryan Williams-Jenkins.
It is. That's who I thought dropped the first one, the slot back when it was Copeland. But this time, Ryan makes that catch and makes another positive play. And this is deja vu a little bit. Remember when Keenan Reynolds 2 years ago as a freshman led Navy down the field for that ultimately go-ahead winning touchdown.
3rd down 1. Pitch. Missed tackle in the backfield. Joffrey Whiteside with a 1st down.
Andrew King had a chance to stop this. Number 11, watch him in the backfield, just got outran on the play. And that's exactly who the coach is running over to.
Time called, 25 seconds to go. Navy driving. Geico halftime report coming up shortly. We'll go back to the studio. Adam and the guys and the Heisman finalists on the Geico halftime report.
Well, you know, if the Navy coach can do it, the Army coach can do it. Watch Jeff Monken running on the field. Again, I don't think that's right. I think he should be penalized, and then he goes right to King, the linebacker, to tell him that he should have been on that pitch guy.
Interesting. Second interesting timeout that we've had.
You've got the pitch man, he says to Andrew King, and Andrew King goes, I know, coach.
Yep.
He just outran me.
1st down 10. Left side, a struggle, and the ball is inside the 10. It goes to Chris Swain.
Timeout, 2 timeouts left for Navy, smartly used. Can't say enough how in control of this football game Army was. Okay, they had made that 1st down. Timeout comes and they don't, and all of a sudden it could be way different. In this situation, Vern, as you look at the setup for the matchup right there, with only 1 timeout in 24 seconds, the best play call here is a pass. That way you could save on 3rd down the option of doing both.
Jameer Tillman is at the top of the screen in tight. Here's Reynolds rolling to his right, firing it into the end zone. Caught by Jameer Tillman.
And it also works a lot better if you complete it. Bootleg play, just think about it. If it's incomplete, then on 3rd down you can do either. A little bootleg coming across right in front of Hayden Pierce. Perfect throw and a well-executed drive by Navy. And I can't even get over how this game has changed.
Austin Grebe to tie it up. Notched at 7. Just think about it. At the 30-yard line, Army appeared to have achieved a first down, but timeout was called, or was it in time?
I don't think so. I'm telling you. And then the next play, whether he made it or not, it was going to be a fumble. I do think it was a fumble. And then right down the field, Keenan Reynolds, the worst nightmare for Army. He loves these 2-minute situations. And on second down, he produces a touchdown. And remember, Navy, who deferred, gets the ball to start the second half.
Happy holidays from CBS.
18 seconds to go, first half. Tied 7-7. Well, Keenan Reynolds perfect on that last drive. And he found Jameer Tillman twice. Second time for the touchdown.
Yeah, his first down throw right down the gut to start the drive. That was a 35-yard throw to start 39-yard throw to start the drive. Just a wonderful leader who's been in, like we talked about, big games. He's been in them before.
This is Josh Jenkins. December 27th, CBS Sports rings into bowl season with the Pac-12 ACC matchup as the Sun Devils of Arizona State gets faced on with the Duke Blue Devils in the Hyundai Sun Bowl. Be a devil of the game.
Actually, I do. It's a great matchup. I really think, I look forward to seeing Coach Cutcliffe again. It's been a while since his days at Tennessee when we had him back in, was it 2006, 7, basically?
Yep. First down 10. This is Terry Baggett.
Jeff Monken takes a timeout.
After a gain of 13. Monken grew up in Joliet, Illinois, and is a graduate of Millikan, a Division III program in Decatur, Illinois.
Now, interesting, if Army does throw a Hail Mary here, what usually happens is Kelvin White, number 2, their tight end, a former quarterback, is the guy who usually throws it. He can toss it 65 yards, so let's see if they dial him up to throw the deep ball.
For the season, White has thrown a couple, neither complete.
Navy's secondary is back there like it's a kickoff return.
They sure are. Look at that.
Yep, kickoff return left.
And it is Kelvin White who's going to take the snap.
And Army doesn't have a lot of fat guys on, so this should be okay. Throw it.
And he does. Tipped.
Oh.
Incomplete. Well, interesting last 6 or 7 minutes, wasn't it?
It sure was. This ball could have popped up and gone to the last guy. It just stayed flat. But that's what you want. One last chance. Xavier Moss was the last guy back there. If it could have just been tipped a little higher.
And let's go down to Allie, who is with Ken Niumatalolo.
Coach, that timeout seemed to be a turning point and a big one for your team in that first half. Did you tell the official ahead of time you were planning on calling it because it looked close?
No, a lot of my coaching's by feel, and just felt like we needed a timeout, and just called it.
How important was the momentum that last offensive drive gave you going into half?
It was huge because we got to settle down. Army's playing well on defense. We're a little rattled now, but we'll settle down and come back in the second half.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
Hey, 7-7. It looked pretty bleak there for Navy, but hey, he's won a lot of football games. He's won 6 in a row against Army. No Navy coach has ever started off 7-0.
End of the first half, our score 7-7. Adam Zucker, Spencer Tillman, and Brian Jones will be along with the Geico halftime report after this word from your local station.
CBS Sports presents the Geico Halftime Report. Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
The second half of Army-Navy is coming up right after this.
College football on CBS. The Army-Navy game presented by USAA is sponsored by Autotrader.com. Napa. Geico. And by Chick-fil-A.
The United States Military Academy educates, trains, and inspires young men and women to become leaders of character, committed to the values of duty, honor, country, and there's so much more. West Point, America's Academy.
Halftime in Baltimore, Army and Navy tied 7-7. Let's take a look at our military appreciation moment presented by USAA. For more, here's Allie.
Vern, today's game is about so much more than football, and no one made that more clear than former U.S. Army captain and Army fullback Mike Vitti. Mike walked for over 7 months across the country to honor every single U.S. soldier who has died serving our country in the wake of 9/11 and our country's war on terrorism. He started in DuPont, Washington, and made a giant U-shape from the northwest to the northeast, 7,100 kilometers, approximately one for each soldier who was killed in Iraq and Afghanistan. His finish line? Right here at M&T Bank Stadium to watch the Army-Navy football game. About 2 hours before kickoff, he walked the last steps with Emily Prasnicki, the widow of his quarterback, Chase Prasnicki. During the second quarter, Vitti, along with 2 other Army veterans, were recognized by both Army and Navy leadership for their efforts in honoring fallen comrades and the loved ones they left behind.
Quite a moment. Allie, thank you. And one of the traditions associated with this Army-Navy game is the halftime crossover of the military dignitaries who are present. Back after this.
Paoli gets in there and blocks the arm line and running in for a touchdown. Looks to throw into the end zone. Tillman, touchdown. Navy Midshipmen.
As we begin the start of the third quarter, 7-7, Navy and Army. And a moment ago, Allie LaForce had a chance to talk to Jeff Monken.
Coach, it seemed like your defense was one step ahead of Navy the entire first half until that final drive. What happened?
Oh, we got off some blocks and made some plays, but they hit a big play, hit a big pass play, and you can't allow big plays.
How do you get your offense playing to the level of your defense?
We got to block them. I mean, we got to be able to move the ball 1 foot on 4th and 1. If you can't do that, it's hard to move the ball. But we moved it at times. Just having sustained drives, we got to have to do that.
Thanks, Coach. Good luck in the second half.
All right, Allie. It has been a bit of a cloudy day, but by the standards established last year in Philadelphia,
that's right.
This is downright balmy.
It's perfect, actually.
Yeah, it is. If you don't remember, last year we had sleet and snow and freezing quarterbacks, both in the booth and on the Navy sideline.
For sure.
Cale Brewer will kick off. Remember that Navy won the toss, deferred the option. And here's Brewer, number 81. Ryan Williams-Jenkins. Antonio Gully are deep. 7-7 in Baltimore. Another short kickoff. Ryan Williams-Jenkins gets loose all the way to midfield. Seth Combs makes the tackle.
Well, Ryan Williams-Jenkins begged to return these kickoffs, gets the nod, and almost takes it to the house in great field position for Navy at the 50-yard line. The Army cadets are strong-willed players. Right now, they have to stand up, bow their necks, and get a stop.
Well, Munkin-Telling Alley, if you can't get a foot on 4th down. Of course, they had a foot before the timeout was called. The play rerun. Here's the pitch out to the right side. And a slip tackle. That's Joffrey Whiteside, number 29. One of the seniors who runs the ball for this Army football team. It's amazing how small things determine ball games.
And it's always that way. It's always been that way. It always will be. We talked a little bit, Vern, about Keenan Reynolds could play any offense.
Right.
You saw that last drive. 70-yard drive. He was 3 for 3, 60 of it in the air. That's the type of drive your quarterback makes on these type of teams. I'll tell you, Keenan Reynolds could play triple option, passing offense, anything. He's a playmaker and an athlete playing quarterback.
Well, this is Reynolds. Had a couple of monster rushing games this year. And again, he was injured and missed all of 2 games.
Yeah, I wonder about that, though. Texas State VMI. You think if that was Ohio State Notre Dame, he might have played? I don't see him sitting it out.
You don't?
No, I don't.
You cynic, you. Right side, Navy. First down. Gary, take us through the first half trends.
Well, for a team that runs the ball better than anyone in the country, they were not able to run it. When you stop Keenan Reynolds, you stop the running game for Navy. Larry Dixon, not overwhelming. Both teams know you stop the fullback first and the quarterback. Xavier Moss got was the recipient of the blocked punt, and you see it. Both of the defenses seem to be ahead of the game.
First down 10 in a tie game. There's the late pitch around the left side. And it's Dyshawn Romine, number 28.
Well, we saw the arc block early. This time, Ryan Williams-Jenkins, number 24 for Navy, gets the block to the outside and makes a positive play. That's the tough thing about playing against the triple option. It looks like you do a good job, and you look up and go, what? 6 yards? I thought we stopped him.
Yes. Second down 4. Here's Reynolds. First down again. This began with a kickoff return to midfield, and Navy is marching.
In the last 12 years, Vern, if you look at what's the difference, it has been rush yards. The average of 12 years, if you divide it out, it has been 302 yards rushing per game for Navy, 152 for Army. Almost twice as many yards per game, almost to the number. Navy's been a better rushing team in this matchup.
Not this time. Joe Drummond featured early in the game with Stephen Riccardi.
One of the things Jeff Monken, the Army coach, came and said that we have to do better is we need to get bigger. Joe Drummond played this game last year at 230 pounds. This year, he's 255 pounds.
And then, as they prepare for their military careers, they have to lose that pounds.
Yep.
Yes, exactly. Second down, 11.
We could all do that when we were 25.
Now quit it.
No, it's hard for all of us.
There's Copeland, number 34. Nice rush. Joe Drummond again with the tackle.
I talked to Jay Bateman And he said that he watched all 738 snaps this year for the Navy offense. The Army defensive coordinator said there's he's looking right there at Jay. He says, you know, the thing that struck me last year about this game is they wore down the Army guys. They actually blocked them. He said, we have to be stronger at the point of attack.
Chris Swain is the featured running back now. And false start will cost him 5.
False start, offense number 4. 5-yard penalty, 3rd down.
That's Jameer Tillman, the wide receiver who caught the only Navy score in the ballgame.
I almost was thinking when it was 3rd and 3 that Niumatalolo was going to go 4 downs. You know, with the way they've struggled in some games kicking field goals, I know they made a change and it's been okay, but I just thought he smelled that he could push it right in Army's nose and he was going to go for it. Let's see what he does now.
They're down 8.
Throw the ball.
And the blitz comes. Reynolds is back. Has to hustle. And he's caught and dropped. Andrew King didn't give up. And it paid off for him.
The one big play the Army secondary gave up, as Coach Munkin told Allie, we have to make those plays and give up the big ones. Since then, they've been in perfect position before and after. They did it before, good secondary play, and on this drive, they bowed their necks and got a stop.
This will bring on Austin Greavy. He became the place kicker in midseason. He's perfect so far this year. 4 for 4. His long is 44, and this is 45. And he's still perfect. Greavy gives Navy its first lead in the ball game. Austin Greavy from 45. Ten, 7, Navy.
Coverage of today's game is sponsored by Chevrolet. Find new roads. Earlier today, former chairman and CEO of General Motors and U.S. Naval Academy graduate Dan Ackerson, along with the president and founder of Wish for Our Heroes, Jeff Wells, surprised the military family with a Chevrolet Colorado and an unexpected homecoming reunion. Chevrolet is proud to support our service members across the globe with its military discount and much more.
Very touching moment when it occurred, and we all wish them the best. 10-7, Navy with the lead over Army, having won 12 in a row. Or have we mentioned that?
A few times.
Yeah. So now it's the midshipmen who are jumping.
Yeah, but, you know, I mean, I don't know if you can mention it enough, really. I mean, it's on both sides of the field. The Navy side feels the pressure of keeping it going, and Army just wants to get it over with.
Yep.
As soon as possible.
Thought they had done that 2 years ago when they were driving for a go-ahead score. Trent Steelman, the wonderful quarterback, and Larry Dixon mishandled a handoff at the 14-yard line. And Navy prevailed. Last year, nothing close. This is Josh Jenkins. Short of the 20. And let's check in with Allie LaForce.
Thank you, Vern. It's the 115th meeting between Army and Navy, but this time Navy's sporting a different uniform. They're sporting uniforms that have the Don't Tread on Me theme. Check this out. The gloves that they're wearing have a coiled snake, and they read Don't Tread on Me, inspired by the first Navy Jack. Now, the snake was found on the flag that was used during the American Revolution called the Gadsden flag, so it's a tribute to their pastime, and they're pretty cool, too. These gloves are sticky, by the way. I don't know how they ever drop a pass.
Allie, thank you, and happy birthday a day later.
A.J. Sure.
A.J. Sure is in a quarterback. Yes.
And that's the question, you know, the Army offense, they did well. Everything was good, but no big plays. Remember, they tried the flea flicker. They tried, can they get a big play, maybe with a different quarterback? But remember, hold on to that football. Last year, he started that game a year ago. 2 turnovers early in the game. He never saw the field again.
A.J. Sure is a junior. He's played in 9 games this year. And it's 2nd down and 6. Up the middle, Dixon. All the way to midfield. There's a big play.
Very cute hand back on this play. It looks like all the action is going to the right here, but then inside a little trap block done very well that time and sprung for a big play.
Jaron Villegas was the young man who had the block, number 74, and the yards gained equaled the number on his back, 26. 1st down 10.
Big plays. I mean, it's nice to get, and I even said it, you know, Army would like to go 3, 4, 3, 5, 6, but this is a good Navy defense, and it's hard to do that against a veteran good defense.
Sure keeps it. 9-yard gain.
I don't know if A.J. Sure would have been able to play this football game had it been the week after Fordham. He suffered a dislocated collarbone early in the game in the first half and then an ankle injury in the second half. He said, talked to him yesterday, he's 100% ready.
Now this team ended, this Army team ended play before this game by defeating Fordham. A very good FCS school. 2nd down and 1. Very good. Got it, +1. Raymond Maples, these injuries, Gary?
Yeah, it was a big long run. I think it was a 50-yard run, and at the end of it, he falls right onto his right arm, pops it. They actually popped it back in. He went back out and finished the football game, and then gets injured again.
That just sounds painful.
Yeah, popping that collarbone back in.
Oh, yeah.
It's anything but a finger. See him, you know, all right, I'll pop the finger in, but anything after that.
Yeah. 1st down 10. 10-7 game. Army trying to claw back in front. Sure. A little unsure.
He got strung out pretty well by that Navy defense, and you're right. He didn't know whether to pitch it or keep it, and once he hesitated, that Navy defense just ate it up. This is this unbalanced package that Army used extensively in the second half against Fordham, their last game. Number 2, Kelvin White, actually lines up in a tackle position. How do you like that? He goes from quarterback to tackle. Here he is again, lined up at tackle.
2nd down 8. Up the middle, not for much. Hugenberg is center, trying to provide blocking help, but Raymond Maples didn't get much. Now Maples out. He's a senior from Philadelphia, played at Philadelphia Catholic. And 3rd down and 5. Baggett is in. Under 6 to go, 3rd quarter. Navy. Pitch outside. It was Baggett, and it's going to be 4th down.
It is, and this time I think Coach Niumatalolo will line up right next to the linesman, because there's no way that Army won't go for this. They're in between the gray area. Perfect triple option. Navy does their assignments exactly right. You string it out, and whoa, they're going to try almost a 50-yard field goal.
My goodness. It's Grochowski. His longest is 46. That was A.J. Sure is the holder.
Navy doesn't believe it. They're saying defense stays. They won't rush.
49-yard effort on the way.
What do I know? Oh, no. He had enough leg.
Yeah.
For that.
Curved off at the last minute.
Good solid drive for Army. Defensed well on third down, and I thought for sure they'd go for it.
And it looked at that point like he had tied the game.
He thought he did.
Yep. $10-7 still.
Tell us a scary story. No, make it a fairy tale. Yeah, a fairy tale.
All right, I got one. Once upon a time, a long time ago. So long ago, it was before even selfies, before any of you were even born. Army beat Navy.
No! Come on, get real. Tell us a story that's believable.
Yeah, Army beating Navy? What next? Are you going to tell us there's such thing as a tooth fairy?
You know, kids, I think you're right. I've never actually seen Army beat Navy, and I guess none of us ever will.
Go Navy, beat Army!
Again.
Everybody gets into it.
That's right.
Oh, that's great.
Hey,
Bill the Goat.
Lose 12 in a row, people start saying stuff about you,
Yeah, that's right. First down, 10.
There's that inverted wishbone look again. Seen it once so far in the game. That option was defended perfectly by Army, but let me show you what a good defensive system is on defense. Now the object is 1, the fullback, 2, the quarterback, and 3, the pitchback. Now watch Navy handle it. First by number 90, right there, Will Anthony. Then the next guy is the pitchback, number 44, Obi Uzuma. And then the pitch, number 42, George Jameson. That's assignment football and knowing how to stop the triple option.
Now we'll see what Army's defense can do. They were effective on the last one. Reynolds puts it down, runs out to the right, followed by Riccardi. Oh, brother.
Who does that remind you of? Little Blake Sims right there?
Yeah, absolutely.
He's a weapon. He's an athlete. And as they expand this offense, as Navy enters next year the AAC conference, they're going to need a little bit more offense, I believe, dialed in besides the triple option. And as a senior next year, that's what that conference is going to look at, a guy who can do it all from that position.
First down 10, longest rush of the day, and here's a good defensive play again. That's Richard Glover, number 98. Yeah, Navy will join the American Athletic Conference, whose commissioner Michael Oresco and his wife Sharon are here. Mike, of course, a good friend of all of ours, a former senior vice president at CBS.
You know, Navy's in the East, but they are in the Western Conference.
I find that really interesting. And you know, they requested the West.
They did.
Here's the pass. Because it's so much of their recruiting area.
National recruiting area and going. Nice read that time. The ball in and out of the quarterback's hands. They're trying to loosen up this Navy defense. Their Army defense. The Army defense is zeroed in on the triple option. They're doing a good job, and Navy starting to expand their offense.
Third down 1. 10-7, Navy leads. Reynolds pulls it back and keeps it and picks up a first down. We said happy birthday to Allie LaForce. Keenan Reynolds' 21st birthday today. Allie is a galloping 5 years older. First down 10.
Well, 21st birthday playing against Army on national television with a 12-game win streak. Not bad.
No. Early success in your life.
Yep.
Reynolds dodges the initial tackler. Now Red Lobster presents today's Scholar athletes. First of all, E.K. Binns, major in economics, and he wants to be a marketing director for a pro sports team. And on the other side of the ball, Joe Drummond, 3.54 GPA, and he will be in the military intelligence branch of the U.S. Army. Upon commission, Red Lobster donates $1,000 to each school's General Scholarship Fund. Reynolds throws it and completes it to Brendan Dudek. They don't throw the ball much. They throw it more than Army does, and that's Dudek's 10th catch of the season.
I think it's a nice adjustment for Ivan Jasper, the longtime offensive coordinator under Kenny Niumatalolo for Navy. They've been trying to do those play-action passes deep. The safeties have been eating it up, so now they've gone outside and thrown the quick hitch twice.
3rd down 3. Noah Copeland. And that's a 1st down. Jeremy Timpf made the tackle, number 39.
You know, we never used to listen to our coaches when we were young, when they'd say it's the little things that matters. But I think this football game again just showed you the little thing, that 4th down play.
Yeah.
Just the little things that matter. Now, obviously, the game's not over. Nothing, you know, Army can get a stop at any point, but never know what play or the next play might be.
There's Reynolds. Joe Drummond, number 54, made the stop. Final 26 seconds, 3rd quarter.
They're not going to snap it. They'll get it into the 4th quarter.
Yeah.
Try to tack one more on there and say, Army, can you catch up?
Second down 5 when we begin the 4th quarter. That's the end of 3 with our score 10-7 Navy. We'll return to Baltimore right after this word from your local station.
I'm tired hearing about the streak. It's something that, you know, we've been living with these past 3 years.
The streak doesn't define who we are as a team. We've came up short a few times, obviously, for the past couple of years, and I think this year we know what we have to do, and we're going to minimize those mistakes, and we're going to come out with a victory.
You're remembered here for the things that you do, and I want my class to be remembered as the team that continued to streak.
You don't want to be that class that loses, but you can't be afraid of it. You got to come out. You got to work hard. You got to be confident in yourself, and you got to do your job.
All of which is true.
Sure. You know, actually, Army has played a really solid football game.
I agree.
But as we said, we started out with this thing. There's a difference maker on the field. He plays quarterback for Navy.
And he's hit his last 6 passes after missing his first 2. 6 for 8 throwing the ball. And he'll go up the middle. And that's going to set up
absolutely
a 3rd down and short.
Well, this Navy defense has to get a stop here, Vern. They really do.
You know, you've had the feeling since we've talked about it, that timeout called. The tide just has shifted.
But, you know, if they get a stop here, now they haven't scored on offense, Army has.
Right.
So, but if they get a stop, I think they're going to feel good about how they get the last 4th quarter. If they get behind 17-7, boom.
Reynolds, 1st down.
There it is.
Yep.
Just give the ball to your playmaker. He's so smart, he doesn't turn it over. He doesn't turn it over when he throws the ball. He has the lowest interception rate in the history of Navy football. He doesn't fumble the ball much.
Whoa. Lower than Staubach?
Yeah, I hate to say it.
Oh.
Percentage.
Oh, okay,
Percentage.
good. Okay, you know, let's not mess with heroes here. Roger, of course, is here. 1st down 10. And the Navy Verizon red zone stats. Up the middle, Chris Swain.
And look at how Chris Swain took care of the football when he had it. He knew he had a big play. He knows they're going to pound it this time. It's that step back play, trap play, right up the middle, and he keeps both hands on that football. It's precious. Right down the gut. You run that quarterback on those keepers, and all of a sudden you step back, bring the guard across, and you gash them.
First down goal with a 3-point lead. The Midshipmen. Swain.
They're going to take a timeout. They don't know what they're doing here. And, yeah, Kenny Niumatalolo's running down the field, and this is I don't know if he and Monken have run more than anybody else. Monken ran out before.
May not have been pretty, but it was effective. Timeout, Navy. College football on CBS. The Army-Navy game presented by USAA is sponsored by the Home Depot. Wheels Up. Hyundai. And by Sonic. We are in the early moments of the fourth quarter. Don't forget, later in the game, the play of the game, presented by Napa Auto Parts.
Well, if Army can't come up right now for a play that's in contention for play of the game, it might not matter. I think either Andrew King or Jeremy Timp, number 11 or 39, those inside linebackers, might have to gash them inside, some kind of blitz, and force something to happen. They need to gamble on defense.
First down goal. Swain again.
We talked about, big plays obviously can happen. Special teams, offense. Right now, Army needs to find a big play, some kind of turnover. We talked about that turnover that Army had a few years ago when it went all the way back 98 yards.
Exactly.
They need something big to happen right now.
Well, Jeremy Timp, number 39, has been very effective today with 14 total tackles. This, however, is the 14th play of the drive. Second and goal. Reynolds keeper. Reynolds drives. And Reynolds did not get it. They're going to rule him short, and there's a scrum. Oh, somebody in a black uniform, Andrew King, came out with the football, but
yeah, it happened too late after the play, though. They're not going to ever give you that on that situation. King does wrestle it away, but it's way too late. Could have almost as easily been called a touchdown.
Third down, quick snap. Touchdown.
Probably pretty nasty down there, but you just have to get an inch past the line, and the linesman to the far side called it. Not by a lot, but you see him running in from the top of the screen.
I'm certainly
puts his hands up.
Not disputing the call, but I often wonder, how do you know?
No, it's got to be a guess. It's just a feeling of the momentum of the quarterback. I mean, they didn't know for sure. Unless they put chips in the football, you'll never know.
Could happen.
Yep.
It is under review.
I mean, there's nothing in the pictures that showed that he made it. I can tell you that.
Now, as we mentioned, this is an ACC crew.
He gets stopped right away. There's no way from that picture to know if he was short. Now, remember, he was called a touchdown. Let's see if we can tell here if there's anything. would they dare overturn? No way. His helmet was across the line. They're going to call it as it was called on the field. But I do think had it been not called a touchdown, the replay official would not have called it either a touchdown. He would have stuck with it, the call on the field.
Well, that's our old friend whom we visit periodically, Mr. Indisputable Evidence.
After further review, the ruling on the field stands. Touchdown.
Well, we'll take another look at it, but there's no way he was going to overturn it.
This was the play before. That was the second down play where he got right close to it. And then they did a quick snap on third down for the quarterback sneak.
Grady on for the extra point. Mentioned there was a mid-season change. Nick Sloan had been the place kicker. Ineffective this year, so Grady, who hit a 45-yard field goal earlier, tacks on the extra point. Ken Niumatalolo's team leads by 10.
Both those games, Vern?
I am doing both.
I hope I'm in from the golf course for the second one. I don't know, though, for sure.
You're going to miss the first?
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I thought that might be the case. I thought that might be on your agenda.
Yeah, well, you can get back at me during the Sun Bowl.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Well, you just have a feeling now, Army not having moved the ball significantly throughout the game.
Well, and they're 0 for 3 passing.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, and it's not, you know, when you try to do that, all of a sudden, you know, a score goes up really quick if you make a mistake and something you're trying not to do. We've seen it so many times. End of halves, beginning of halves are just almost like college basketball. I mean, you've got to finish out quarters in basketball and halves in basketball too.
Well, that last Navy drive, 69 yards, 15 plays, and it took almost 8 minutes. Josh Jenkins returns it, but not very far.
Yeah, and think about Army now. If they run their offense the way they want to do it, they might only get the ball twice more in this game. So it's critical they score on this drive.
And now it's time for our Geico game recap.
It started with such promise for the Army cadets. Punt block, first of Pablo Beltran's career, and it was recovered by Xavier Moss after Jenkins blocked it 7-0. Here's one of the critical plays of the game, 4th and 1, and as Santiago appeared to have a first down, it was ruled that Niumatalolo had called a timeout, was given one, then on the subsequent 4th down play, Army failed to convert. And immediately, Keenan Reynolds took over. Jameer Tillman for the touchdown that tied it 7-7. And then in the second half, Greavy with a 45-yarder to provide a 10-7 Navy lead. And then Keenan Reynolds nudged it in from a yard out, and that's where we are. 17-7 Navy. A.J. Shure is the quarterback. He'll keep it. Ah, nice game. Chris Johnson, number 46, with the stop. Army has thrown all of 3 passes. That's not atypical. They've not completed one. Second down 3. Up the middle, first down, Larry Dixon.
One of the best coaches in all of college football is the longtime defensive coordinator for Navy, Buddy Green.
He has seen it all, and one of the toughest things when you're at the academies, because you face the triple option every day in practice, is getting ready for modern football that he has to face. He's done a magnificent job, whether he faces spread teams, power teams, or triple option teams.
All right. Little hint of life here for Army. That was Larry Dixon again.
I think Army is smartly sticking to what they can do. You can't be something you're not and throw the game away. You have to look at it as score on this drive. They're not going to punt again. I'll tell you that right now.
That's right.
They're going to score on this drive, no negative plays, and then see if you have to do an onside kick or you punt it back to Navy.
Larry Dixon now 12 carries, 82 yards. First down 10 at midfield. Army under first-year head coach Jeff Munkin. Here's Sure. Gets about 5.
And when you know you're in 4-down mode as an offense, especially a triple option offense, you can just run your base plays over and over again. And if you get 2 or 3 yards, you're going to get it obviously to 4th and a yard.
Second down 6.
Just no negative plays, no penalties. Army playing against the clock and Navy. Here's that unbalanced line again with Hennessy at tight end to the right and the tight end at tackle to the left.
They slip it up the middle to Dixon. 13th carry. Well, Jeff Munkin played for his dad, Mike. He was his high school coach. This is at Milliken. And Mike Munkin, somewhere in that crowd on the Army sideline, is here with his son, Jeff.
Coach, his dad is a Hall of Fame high school coach in the state of Illinois.
Munkin in his first year, having come here from Georgia Southern. Third down 2. Got it. Close. Yep.
You know you're going to get it maybe 2, maybe 3 times if you're lucky, if you're Army. 4-down territory. If you get it down there, of course, you'll take the field goal to make it a 1-possession game if you're in that situation. But you're thinking as a play caller, I've got 4 downs.
First down 10. Clock starts again after the chain is placed. And we've got 9 minutes remaining.
Again, tight end at tackle right there.
They'll go right, pitch back. No. That was Terry Baggett, but that one was defended by Brandon Clemens, the first one there.
Brandon Clemens in last year's game, we remember he forced 2 fumbles and he intercepted a pass. One of them was recovered by Navy, so he actually forced 2 turnovers, but 2 fumbles and an interception. Had a really strong game a year ago.
Second and 10. Sure.
Ball's on the ground.
Down.
Yep. Went out of his comfort zone. He says he most admires Johnny Manziel. And that time, he tried to do a little bit too much.
Will Anthony wrapped it up. Excuse me, Gary.
Once his knee down is the only question I have. Trying to do too much? Nope. No. That ball was out.
Paul Quesenberry ripped it out, number 45, and Will Anthony, number 90, got there first.
It's the first turnover of the day, of this game, and in the 13 games, 12-game losing streak, they've only been even or positive 3 times.
So here you go, third down and essentially 10. See the San Diego, San Francisco meeting in San Francisco
penalty.
First time.
The least penalized team in college football just got a big penalty.
Yeah, that was their 3rd in the game. Second down.
What kind of quarterback draw is this going to be? Yep.
There you are. Well, he got 16 of the 18 back.
Wasn't too surprising, was it? That was There's no way Navy is going to throw the ball in this situation and give Army, first of all, stop the clock, and secondly, give a chance for make a play. Joe Zuzak, man, nice block on that one, didn't he?
Sure did, number 64. 3rd down 3.
Navy's offensive line. Army struggled all year to keep their offensive line healthy. This Navy offensive line has started nearly every game. They've barely lost 2 or 3 games all year to nicks and bruises all year.
Toss left. Joffrey Whiteside. Look at him gallop down the sidelines.
Safe play. You don't want to use a fullback mesh in these situations. That's when you can make a mistake. This time, toss it wide, get to the outside. Good block on the edge, and then Whiteside, watch him hold the ball. At the end, I got the first down. Beautiful block that time by Williams-Jenkins. I mean, Ryan Williams-Jenkins had a good football game here today.
1st down 10.
He likes when we come. Goes for over 100 against Ohio State, and today he's had another brilliant day.
Well, Whiteside himself is a native of Columbus, Ohio. And here's the give up the middle to Chris Swain. Kind of interesting that we began our season in this facility, Ohio State Navy. And we're going to wind up our regular season back in Baltimore. 17-7, 5.5 to go. Here's the day he's had. 77 passing. That will not change.
He'll go right under 3 seconds to snap that ball. The number to the far right.
Swain, 1st down.
And now Army will be forced to use their last 3 timeouts, so hopefully to get the ball back, and then obviously it'll be, you know, somewhat of a shocking end if they could even, you know, score another time and onside kick it. After 1st down, Coach Monken will use his timeout.
The cadets will get back on the buses.
It's funny, Coach Niumatalolo, the band started to play, and Coach was going, no, we don't need any music right now. We're trying to give signals. We're calling the plays from the line of scrimmage. Keep it quiet.
Nothing here. Copeland. That is funny.
Well, he's made some good calls from the sideline.
Yeah.
Okay, he made the timeout call on 4th down. He came down and ran timeout just before the touchdown, and then quiets the band. What are they doing? The band playing when we got the ball.
Anchor's not away.
Very surprised Army did not take a timeout.
Yeah.
Shocked, in fact.
They do have their full complement of 3, but we're now at 4 minutes.
Well, they'll use it after this one, I think.
Fumble. Scramble.
Army's got the football.
It would appear that way.
How about that?
Joe Drummond.
Drop the snap. Quarterback center exchange. You got the band quiet. You got your best player on the team getting a quarterback center exchange from a guy who's played all year, Tanner Fleming, number 75. And on a play you really don't need anything but the football, they turn it over.
This is a Navy team that is 6-5. When we talked to Niumatalolo on the phone, he said our problem all year, lost fumbles.
Yep.
We invite you to stay tuned for the Dodge postgame show on CBS Sports. This one just under 4 minutes remaining, and an energized Army team hoping they can capitalize.
Well, they must feel that A.J. Scher is the best passer of the 2. Well, he said his favorite player is Johnny Manziel. Can he do a Manziel-like tap dance down the field here?
Last time, Navy did not allow a single pass, There's the reverse.
To the other guy.
It's Kelvin White. And he's got him open. Joe Walker.
Should I say what I said during the commercial?
Yes, you should.
I go,
yes, you should.
Do they have anybody else that can throw the ball? I forgot they do. They got a tight end who used to play quarterback. What was I thinking?
Kelvin White. How about that? That's his first completion of the year. It's also the first completion for the team today. And here is Shure.
First down, clock stops.
And they do have all 3 timeouts left. 11-yard gain on that one.
So if you're Navy and you're trying to rush the passer, do you go for number 2 or number 11?
We'll see. Sure.
Is that a face mask?
It sure looked like it, but there is no flag.
Oh, and A.J. Sure thinks there should have been. Remember, he has a shield, so it's hard to get your hand in there. No, that was a good known call that time.
Right.
Jordan Drake went right by it, and Army takes a timeout.
Will Anthony with the initial pressure. Time call, 3:02 remaining. Tonight on CBS, celebrate the holiday season with Rudolph and Frosty, followed by a new edition of 48 Hours tonight only. CBS. Thought that was somebody referring to you and me, Rudolph and
Yes,
Frosty.
there we go. People have used every 2 names they could.
That's right. Yep. Play action. Sure. Sets his feet and throws it short. Intended for Edgar Poe. And he had him open.
He did just let him a little bit too much.
Third and 11.
At Georgia Southern, Vern, Coach Monken used the shotgun a lot, and he started out the season trying to do it. He said, we're just no good at it.
Yeah.
He said, so we've had to go back under center. Well, they may be forced to take a timeout here. The play clock is down.
They do get it. Yep. There's Sure. Comes near side. He's got Dixon. First down.
Stay alive, don't they? They roll out, and Dixon runs the wheel route to the outside. Stay alive. Army has to feel good about themselves the way they've competed. They do not have as good a football team as Navy. They've hung in this football game, started out obviously with that block punt, and had not there been a big exchange there, they could have been in charge of this game.
On first down, Sure play action again, goes deep, up in the air, incomplete. Intended for Xavier Moss, who was in turn defended by Brendan Clemens. Second down.
Clemens, just a sophomore, started 10 times as a freshman, and you can see how comfortable he is on the football field. No panic in him. As we said before, he had an interception last year. He knows how to play corner. Good football player.
Second down, 10. 2:29 to go. Army 2 timeouts left.
Remember, a field goal would be big. They could still run the fullback here.
Sure will tuck it, and he will run. And he's out of bounds to stop the clock, driven there by Chris Johnson.
Good smart play by A.J. that time. Didn't have anybody open, was trying to direct traffic. But if you don't have a clean throw, make 5 yards. Remember, you can still get a field goal on 4th down before an onside kick.
Clock running. I thought he had gotten out. But what am I thinking? 2:05.
That's one where I wish they would have ran the ball. I thought they were going to run the ball, the fullback, on the down before. I thought they needed to run the ball there and think field goal. They cannot pass block. They're not the type of team that knows how to pass block in this situation. And Chris Johnson makes back-to-back big plays for Navy.
Well, there are a large number of midshipmen who come out on the field as the remainder are waving the flags. Gary?
You know, Vern, looking at this thing right here, would it not be better odds to try the field goal in this situation? Remember, from 49 yards, he had enough leg. This was earlier in the game, and he had enough, and it just slid by. I think this is the better odds right here than trying to pick it up 4th and 11.
Wachowski, 52. A.J. Sure will hold. This to make it a 7-point game. Daniel Grachowski. It comes back in. Got it!
Now it's onside kick time. Kenny Niumatalolo, the coach for Navy's, going, I screwed up. I didn't take a timeout. Nice him. He drilled this one, didn't he? I thought he hit the other one from 49 long enough. We showed it, and it was. And this time, he hooked it right in.
Army's got a chance. Down by 7. After the 52-yard field goal, onside kick coming up. Army has not attempted an onside kick this year. This will be their first. Navy has had 5 attempted against it. No one has successfully completed an onside kick against the Naval Academy.
Well, get ready to watch some collisions here. I'll tell you that right now.
Yeah.
You know, interestingly, Navy has nobody deep. Would you not kick the ball deep and try to recover it around the 20? There's nobody back here.
Number 49, Mitchell Howard.
Why not just pop one deep? Very odd formation for the Navy onside kick receiving look. Boy, if you got a high pooch, you throw that thing on the 20-yard line, it's a mad scramble for the football.
You bet. The only guy inside the 40-yard line is wearing stripes. Official is down there at the 10-yard line. Well, we are taking a while to set this up, aren't we? .151 to go. Mitchell Howard is the kicker. Navy's got it.
I think it was 89 Thomas Wilson that got that ball.
Exactly.
It was a nice onside kick. It bounced once and then pops up on the second one, and Wilson goes up and gets it.
Army can stop the clock once. They've got 1 timeout left. And Navy 149 away from its 13th in succession.
If Navy takes a knee each time, they might have to punt. They need to kill a little time. Ooh. That didn't look good.
No. Richard Glover was right there to make the defensive stop. Last timeout.
You can see Keenan Reynolds, he pulled a hamstring. He was stretching it earlier, and right there as he turned to look for the fullback, he didn't see him and almost panicked. Look, and he didn't know what to do. His left leg gave out.
And Reynolds is down at the 45-yard line.
Now remember, Navy only has 10 days before they head to San Diego for the bowl game. It's the quickest turnaround of any team in any of the bowl games.
Yeah, they go west to play San Diego State.
See, he's got nothing. No push-up on that left leg.
Yep. Well,
they can't put another quarterback.
Oh, no.
No, not with, they've already fumbled the center exchange once. So there's 103 seconds left in the game, and obviously there's a 40-second clock, 80 of it in just dead time. So it's very close. They'll have to punt if they, and that's why they're running this block.
How about that?
See, if you have a bad left hamstring, you run the ball to the other way so you can just stay away from it.
Gain of 19.
Just go to the other hamstring. That's all you got to do.
Noah Copeland with a nice block downfield. And the ball is at the 31.
And now they'll take a knee and take the victory. Go to victory formation. Everybody thought this "I believe that we will win" started in soccer. It actually started in this game. First time it was ever used. I believe that we will win. First started in this game.
You continue to amaze me.
I saw it on YouTube.
Oh, okay.
Not telling you what I saw before on YouTube or after on YouTube, but I saw that part on YouTube.
Second down and 12 as we quickly shift things back to the field. But Baker's dozen. I heard that mentioned a couple of times in the hotel lobby. 32 seconds to go. Ken Niumatalolo.
First coach in Navy history ever to go 7-0 in his first 7 games against Army.
He'll hustle across and receive an embrace from Jeff Monken. They have been friends since 1989. Niumatalolo was a senior quarterback. A little scuffle breaks out, but get that one separated. I hear a lot of whistles. Jeff Monken was in his first year as a graduate assistant in '89 in Honolulu.
You know, you love your brothers, but we all fought against our brothers too, basically, right?
Certainly happened in my house.
That's right.
Ken Niumatalolo. Let's go down to Allie, who is with Ken.
Coach, for the 13th consecutive year, Navy has beaten Army in what many consider the greatest rivalry in all of sports. Does this feeling ever get old?
It never gets old, but, you know, I'll give my, tip my hat to Army. They had a great game plan, played really, really well. So, I thought they played well, but proud of our guys.
Was that timeout in the first half the turning point of this game?
If I told you who told me to take that timeout, you wouldn't believe me.
Go ahead.
Man upstairs.
The man upstairs. Absolutely. Congratulations, Coach.
Kenny Niumatalolo. Jeff Monken. First met on the campus of the University of Hawaii. They served together as assistants under Paul Johnson at the Naval Academy. Jeff Monken will, I think, get it done.
Absolutely, and he has to be totally proud of his football team in this game.
And now the alma maters. And for the 13th year in a row, Navy will sing second. Proving without a doubt that they are football players and not members of the Glee Club.
Well, that's about the only thing they can't do, these guys on both teams. They are the best we have in this country.
Keenan Reynolds, winning quarterback. Jeff Monken and Ken Niumatalolo. And after you've won 7 in a row as the head coach, you don't have to walk off the field.
And those two guys, Sarah and Anthony, were a big part of why that guy gets the ride off on the shoulders.
And now it's time for the play of the game presented by Napa Auto Parts. We're going to go back about 2.5 minutes to go in the first half. 4th and 1. And as Angel Santiago takes the snap, watch at the top of the screen, Kenny Niumatalolo calls time. Did he get the time taken before the snap? Well, questionable. Anyway, he was given the timeout, and then on the subsequent play, the stop was made on 4th and a foot. And that led to the first touchdown of the game for the Naval Academy. Miller caught it, and Reynolds threw it. They held on to prevail 17-10. And let's go down to Allie LaForce with Keenan Reynolds.
Keenan, congratulations on the win and happy birthday. How is this for a 21st birthday present?
Great. I mean, it's the best birthday ever. I mean, it doesn't get much better than beating Army on your birthday.
Hey, this team is the #1 rushing team in the nation. You've scored more rushing touchdowns in your career than any quarterback in NCAA history, but you won this game with just 1 rushing touchdown. What does it tell you about this team's ability to just do what it takes to win?
You know, that's what it is. That's what winning is, just finding a way. I mean, hats off to Army. I mean, they play so hard on defense. Respect the heck out of those guys. I mean, I told them after the game, great group of seniors, and I look forward to next year. It's going to be a battle.
Keenan, congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Vern, there is a space between Navy and Army football. It's closing. This will be as wide as we'll see it in the future. I think Jeff Monken has Army on the right track.
17-10, the final. And so for Gary Danielson, as you look at the high moment in this game for Army, for Gary Danielson, Allie LaForce, I'm Vern Lundquist saying so long from Baltimore. Our final score once again, 17-10. The Dodge post-game show is up next. After these messages and a word from your local station, we'll see you down the road.
CBS Sports presents the Dodge Postgame Show.
Welcome to the Dodge Postgame Show. I'm Adam Zucker. A reminder you just saw Navy beating Army for the 13th straight time. A close one, 17-10, our final score. and Ken Niumatalolo becoming Navy's all-time winningest coach. I am joined by Spencer Tillman and Brian Jones. Your thoughts on another classic Army-Navy game?
Well, the first thought was, Army did a great job with defense, and I think Glenn Davis and Doc Flex Blanchard would have been proud of the cadets today. It wasn't 1944, BJ, when they won the national title, but it was an entertaining game.
Yeah, and what Gary said at the end of the broadcast was correct. Army is closing the gap. They've narrowed that disparity in weight on both of the lines, but that's still not enough to get past Navy. And you got to commend this team for what they've been able to do. That Baker's dozen, man, that is just out of sight to rule your rival the way they have. Unbelievable.
Yeah, Navy has one more year. Keenan Reynolds now a few.